think we are live. Awesome. Okay. Hello. I think we're good. I am live on all platforms, I believe. Hello. Happy New Year. Today's January 4th, 2024. I hope you're dominating your Thursday today. Let's talk about nutrition, shall we? It's a new year, and I know nutrition is the biggest battle with a lot of people. I struggled with nutrition for a very, very long time. Even as a trainer, I struggled with nutrition. And trying to figure out that was a journey of a lot of trials and tribulations. And if you are trying to lose that excess weight that you might have gained during the holidays or even throughout the past year that you just couldn't take off, then tune in with me here today where I'm going to go over specifically how much you need to be eating according to your body to start off the fat loss process. That's the biggest question I always get is how much do I need to eat and what do I eat? Biggest question, and honestly it is one of the hardest questions to answer for a lot of people. So hopefully today I can help you out with that. If this is your first time chatting with me here live or tuning in to the recording, my name is Walter Chambers and I am the founder, lead designer, and master transformation specialist at Infinite, where we specifically help gamers and industry executives transform their life by integrating fitness and gaming together. We transform fitness into a role-playing game-like experience to make it fun, engaging, and also rewarding. So I'm excited here today to kind of talk specifically about nutrition. And before we dive straight in and get into the nitty-gritty here, let me first kind of share a little bit more about my experience when it comes to nutrition. So I am a metabolic nutritionist certified by Dr. Mike T. Nelson. I'm also multi-certified in a number of things, one of which is the science of fat loss, as well as advanced fat loss principles for physique athletes in particular, as well as reverse dieting, all by Dr. Layne Norton. Beyond that, I spent about the past decade helping people across all levels, from pro athletes to men and women who are 300 plus pounds and obese that are struggling with their health, to the average person who's just trying to be a healthier person and trying to teach their family, healthier ways to approach health and fitness, and even to teenagers and younger people who are just trying to get into the health and fitness game, so to speak. So that's a little bit of my background. And when it comes to all of that experience, the one thing I found is that nutrition is heavily, heavily complex. And there is a reason why there's an obesity epidemic. And the number one targeted group of people is gamers, people who are in a sedentary lifestyle. And unfortunately, gaming promotes a sedentary lifestyle. And as much as it brings so much joy, especially in my life, it is not conducive for a healthy lifestyle. So what better way to approach health and fitness than to approach it the same way that a lot of people in the gaming industry already approach it? So all that being said, let's dive straight into nutrition and how we can set that up. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to share with you 3 key areas when it comes to nutrition. And you can kind of break this down into levels. So there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. And the first level is consistency. Consistency is the most important thing that a lot of people get wrong. It is so difficult to stick to something long enough to actually see the results. That's why these quick fixes, these quick diet fads, and things like that are just not good for you, simply because it's unsustainable. If you can't stick to something long enough for it to turn into a lifestyle, then it is not going to bring you consistency. And without consistency, you're not going to see the results. And beyond that, you're not going to be able to keep the results. And that's why consistency is the end all be all when it comes to nutrition. So beyond that, there is another level to it. So after you're able to have or practice a nutritional strategy that's going to work for you consistently, the next level to that is accuracy. So when it comes to accuracy, it's being able to hit a range of how much you need to be eating to get to your results. And that includes, getting in a range of calories, getting in a range of protein, getting in a range of fats and carbohydrates, so that you are getting around what you need on average to lose weight over time. So accuracy is that next level, because if you aren't consistent, it doesn't matter how accurate you are 1 time per week, 2 times, or even 3 times. It's going to be how accurate can you be consistently. And that's why consistency is that first level. So once you have consistency and accuracy, there's one more level, and that's precision. So getting as precise as you possibly can to maximize your progress and results. How you do that is by hitting specific macronutrients, specific micronutrients, and specific calorie limits, so that you know that you are maximizing your efforts, and you know for 100% fact that you're getting everything that you need in your body. You compound that over time. Again, that's how you can create transformative results. And just to kind of backtrack a little bit, if you can get level 1 down, you can also get incredible results. Just by being consistent for a short period of time, you can see the weight completely drop for you. And that is the power of consistency, and that's the one weapon that you need to wield in the battle against nutrition. So all that being said, these are kind of like the 3 levels for nutrition. Now, how do you determine how much to eat? Well, I'm going to break it down again in a simple way, but I'm going to give you 2 ways to do it. One way is going to be fast, but the least accurate. And then I'm going to give you a way that's also slow, but the most accurate. And there is a way in the middle, by the way. I'm not going to share that with you today because it would be very, very time consuming. But I have shared it in a masterclass, a nutrition masterclass that I've done previously. If you want to kind of get a little bit more information and expand upon what I'm talking about today, feel free to message me directly. I would love to send that masterclass over to you so you can have that knowledge and use it however way you please. So I'm going to give you 2 ways today. One's going to be fast, one's going to be slow. The first thing that we need to figure out is really simple. Your maintenance calories, or what we call is TDEE, so your total daily energy expended. expenditure. And basically, what this will tell us is how much calories you are burning throughout the day based on your body, your metabolism, as well as your activity level. And the reason why we need to understand this first is because if we don't understand how much calories you're burning throughout the day, we won't be able to understand how much calories you need to be eating every day so that you can start to lose weight. Because in order to lose weight, you must be burning more than you're consuming. So it starts first with your maintenance calories. So the question is how do we determine your maintenance calories? So again, there's a fast and slow way. So I'm going to start first with the slow way because it does take an extended amount of time. So the best way for you to really determine this is to basically track eating for 7 days, then take the average, then you want to track your body weight. So again, this sounds like it's a very long process. Yes, 7-day process, right? You want to track everything you eat for 7 days. You want to weigh yourself every day. You want to take the average of how much you're eating, and you want to basically see how your body is fluctuating in weight throughout the week so that you can kind of get a range or basically a pretty close accuracy of your maintenance calories if your weight stays the same, right? And let's say your weight increased throughout the week. Now you know your threshold, so to speak, of how much calories you are currently eating and how much you need to be eating, right? So again, that's a longer process. Of course, if you want it to be far more accurate, I highly recommend you go down that path. But just for example purposes for today, I'm going to show you the super fast method. And this is the method that it's, again, least accurate, but you can kind of get a ballpark estimate. So I'm going to share my screen here and walk you through that process. So basically, the next way is to use a calculator. So when you're using a calculator, kind of does a lot of the hard numbers and things like that for you. So I'm just going to use myself as an example. You could use any calculator, but of course I'm using Legion Athletics calculator. That's my personal recommendation because it has 3 separate formulas that you could use. So for me, let's just say I'm 190 currently. Put my height. Yes, I am not 6 foot. Sad face. I'm 6 foot with shoes on. That's what matters the most. Activity level. So basically, when you are trying to use a calorie calculator, activity level is going to be very, very important. So what you want to do is make sure you're putting in a setting of what you are currently doing, not what you want to be doing. So for example, if you are not doing any physical activity at all, make sure you are hitting none. Okay, that's going to be very, very important. If you're trying to do some physical activity, maybe that's a walk, to work or from work, or maybe you have an active job where you're moving around a lot, then I would recommend going into a little bit of a little or the some area. And of course, if you are currently going to the gym, you're doing cardio, doing all kinds of stuff, and you're still kind of struggling with the nutritional portion and the weight loss, then make sure you're also making the necessary adjustment here. So for myself, I'm just gonna go with the default sum, which is 4 to 6 hours. And I also would recommend using the Mifflin St. Gyr recommendation, the Catch McCurdle is also a really good calculator as well when it comes to the formula. But this again, I've done a lot of different iterations of calculating the estimated calories, but this is a good, accurate one based on doing the slower process for other people as far as tracking their eating and getting all that information. So, based on all that, we have the total daily energy expenditure approximately, which is about 2763. So, that's 2,763 calories. Cool. Boom. Step one done. But what's next? Is this how much you should be eating? No. That's how much basically you're burning on a daily basis. So basically for fat loss, you have to be eating less than what you are burning or what your maintenance calories are. So how much less do we need to eat? That's a good question. If you want to go for slower fat loss, then basically you want to be in a 5% or 10% deficit, which is very, very slow. You're kind of going for almost like 0.25 pounds to about 0.5 pounds per week. And again, that depends on your current body weight, your body fat percentage, and things like that. My general recommendation, what we are currently doing in Infinite's Gauntlet, is a 20% deficit. So how that would look is you would take 20% of your maintenance calories. So that would be about minus 500. If I could write 500. 552.6 calories. So then once you have that number, you are then just subtracting that from your maintenance calories. And that will be 2,210 calories. There you go. That is my starting calories to burn body fat in a 20% deficit. Now, last but not least, how much should I be eating as far as what to eat, right? And what is what to eat, right? Well, we could go super deep into like the different types of foods, what to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever. Maybe that's for another conversation, but today we're just going to kind of break down the calories and the macronutrients. So basically, the protein, the carbs, and fats. So how much? Well, I'll break it down like this. For protein, really simply, good rule of thumb is 1 gram per pound of body weight. There are, again, more accurate ways to determine this as far as a higher amount, 1.2 grams per pound of lean body mass. But again, that would also require you to have an understanding of what your current body fat percentage is. And again, that overcomplicates it. This is supposed to be the more simple process. But general rule of thumb is just take 1 gram per pound of body weight. So for me, like I said in the calculator, I'm 190 pounds. So that would be about 190 grams of protein. Then for fats, good rule of thumb is about 0.3 grams per pound of body weight. Okay, so how that would look for me weighing 190 pounds, that would look like this. About 57 grams. fat. Cool. Is that it? Of course not. Then we have carbs. So for carbs, is just the rest of the calories. So I get the rest of my calories basically in carbs. So how do you determine how much carbs to eat? We have 190 grams of protein. And just to make it super simple, I'm going to write it up here. There are 4 calories per gram of carbs and protein. Then there's 9 calories per gram of fat. Okay? Are you with me here? So if I have 190 grams of protein and it's 4 calories per gram, that's about 760 calories in protein. For fats, if I have 57 grams and it's 9 calories per gram of fat, that'll be about 513 calories. And essentially, if we add both of them together, 760 plus 513, that's a total of 1,273 calories. And all we have to do is subtract that from this right here. The calories that I need to lose body fat, which is 2,210. So if we were to do some math here and subtract 2,210 from 1,273, that is 937 calories in carbs. Divide that by 4 calories per gram, and we're looking at approximately 234 grams in carbs. Ooh. How would it feel to have carbs and lose weight at the same time? Wow. Is it possible? Absolutely. Yes, it is. As long as I'm in a calorie deficit, I can eat as much carbs as I want. That's the big takeaway here, is that the type of carbs also matter, but you don't have to restrict your carbs in order to lose body fat. Of course, over time, you have to make adjustments by increasing the amount of deficit or reduce your calories over time. However, you can eat a lot of carbs and still perform at your best and still lose weight simultaneously. So if at any moment you got lost in this process, yes, I know it was a lot of calculations and maybe I was moving a little too fast. Feel free to rewatch this or reach out to me and I could support you in figuring this out with you, as far as figuring out, number one, your maintenance calories, how much you are currently burning. That's very, very important to understand how much you need to be eating to lose body fat, as well as the amount of calories that you need to be eating in order to, again, lose body fat, as well as the protein, carbs, and fats when it comes to your macronutrients. Very, very important. And again, this was the slower process. There is a longer process to get way, way more accurate with this. And in my opinion, it's not necessary because, again, your goal is to just set a starting point when it comes to nutrition. And notice how it's so easy to get this wrong. So, again, if you think this is very, very difficult, a lot of people agree with you. You're not the only one. And this is why nutrition is set up for a very, very tough battle for a lot of people, because it's not easy to fully understand how much you need to be eating. It's not easy. So hopefully this made it a little bit easier for you. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully this is a way for you to have a jump start on everything that you need in order to truly take off this year when it comes to fat loss. And I just realized I wasn't sharing my iPad here. So you weren't even watching me write down on my iPad. My apologies. Let me share that with you now so that you can see it. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat as well. Here to support you. Give me 1 second here. It's not letting me share, unfortunately. Well, I'll be sharing a screenshot. We are live here. Yes, indeed. I hope you got the gist of it as far as what to do to really calculate your calories here. My apologies for the technical difficulties up in here. It won't allow me to share my iPad no more. But I'll share a screenshot of this so you can kind of go over it, and feel free to also reach out to me if you need any support in setting up your calories and your macros. And of course, if you want some more long-term support, because again, this is just a starting point. It's just, again, getting a rough estimate of what you kind of want to be eating to just jumpstart the fat loss process. Feel free to, again, reach out to myself or go to our website, infiniterpg.com. That's INFITNITE RPG.com. Feel free to reach out to me there or explore our website. We'll love to support you. We have a number of awesome ways that we can do that through a lot of fun game modes. We recently just launched our Gauntlet, and our Gauntlet does go over nutrition exactly how I went over today. So again, if you want additional help as well as long-term help with your nutrition, feel free to join us in the Gauntlet. We would love to have you there, or feel free to reach out if you want some more personalized one-on-one support from myself or anyone on my team. So all that being said, if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. And of course, this is a new year. It's a new opportunity for you to truly make the change that you have been looking to do, especially in your health and fitness goals. This is the year where you can truly take off. You can truly destroy any goal that you have and finally win the battle against nutrition. Because once you figure out nutrition, you can have that knowledge and have that experience for the rest of your life. You can use it indefinitely. You can share it with other people, and you can endlessly always be able to achieve new goals, sustain your results, and always get back on track just because you have that knowledge in here. So all that being said, again, my name is Walter Chambers. I'm the founder, lead designer, and master wizard at Infinite, and I'm here to be your guide, on your side, on your fitness adventure. I'll see you all probably next week for another live. We'll chat about some more fitness things in the 2024 new year. And I'll see you then. See ya.